Well, we're here today with Mark from Buzz Off Pest Inspections. Mark, thanks for your time.
No worries, Tony.
Someone's looking at a home and considering, will they take the trouble to get a pest inspection, will they not? What are the risks involved? What would your advice be?
Well, it is always a good idea to get someone to get a termite inspection or a pest inspection on a property they're going to purchase, just for peace of mind. If it's not, that's all it's for.
Yep.
It may be fine. Most homes are fine. I'd say 90% of homes are fine. There might be some susceptible conditions which may lead to termites attack in the future, but like I say, most homes are fine.
Sure. Do you need a licence to be able to do what it is that you do?
Not to do the inspection, but that it is to do the treatment. So obviously if there's an issue with termites in a property, you need to be licensed to apply the chemicals or to do the treatment.
How do you go about getting that, just incidentally?
It's a licence which is conducted from Melbourne, and then you need to be trained with a current licensed pest controller, and then you'll go through the process of tests in Melbourne along with training on site.
Sure. Mark, how long do the inspections take, and what are you looking for specifically?
The inspections will take approximately 2 hours, depending on obviously the concrete slab or timber floor, access and the size of the property obviously. So what I look for is timber pests, so termites, termite damage, wood rot, borers and susceptible conditions such as leaks, moisture and dampness.
Sounds a bit scary, to be honest with you. What about if it was a new home? When I say new home, if it was something that was 6 months old, 12 months old, is it still advisable then for people to go ahead and get a pest inspection?
All new homes in the city of Greater Bendigo have a form of treatment, and that's happened in the last 10 years. It doesn't mean that termites won't attack that property, because there are properties that have been attacked in Bendigo which are less than 12 months old and have had termites in it.
If there is an issue with the property, in your experience, how do you best communicate that back to the client?
Generally, we email a full report back to the client on the inspection, and then we can send also a proposal on the treatment options and cost as well.
Sure. So Mark, what sort of costs are involved? What should someone ordinarily expect to pay for a service such as yours?
Okay, so for a pre-purchase timber pest inspection in and around Bendigo, on an average size home, it is about $330.
Okay, it's not too bad a cost for peace of mind that can come with it, is it?
Correct. So on the cost of a property, which an average size property, what's an average size cost of an average property in Bendigo?
Well, around $300,000-400,000.
There you go. So it's not much for the peace of mind, and the worst thing is if someone's bought somebody else's problems.
Yeah. Mark, just as an aside from the pre-purchase aspect of it, what can people do in an effort to prevent the possibility of being invaded by termites and pests and the other bits and pieces that you spoke about?
Sure. The Australian standard recommends annual inspections for all properties.
Okay.
So the property should be inspected, even if it's had a treatment. It should be really inspected annually. So things that will encourage termites to the property is moisture, dampness, poor ventilation, timber and ground contact. So those sort of things are generally common to properties that I go to which have termites.
Mark, there's no doubts the expertise and the service offered from various companies or individuals that offer the service that you do would vary. If someone was comparing one company to another, what's some of the questions that they initially might ask the person that's doing or potentially doing the inspection on their behalf to make sure they're getting someone that knows what they're doing?
A lot of people will ask if we're local. They'll also ask of experience, who is going to do their inspection, and what sort of vulnerability is the property that they're purchasing. So therefore they'll decide whether they should get an inspection or not. But over the years, I've found that a lot of properties have been attacked in Bendigo in the centre of town, and then it just spreads out from all ways. Well,
there's some really good advice there to someone that was looking or considering whether or not to do a pest inspection. Mark, thanks for your time this morning.
Thanks for having me,
Tony.
Tony.
Some great advice for folks out there. Thanks very much.